right, brother. I'm going to start off with letting you, I'm not in my podcast studio. I'm literally out here on the road. It's after 8 p.m. in the evening. It's like 20 degrees here in my home, but the audio quality is not going to be great. And what I'm doing is I'm just getting my walk in, and I am just going to be real with you. I go out for these walks, and we're going to get into this a little more, but I go out for these walks because this is where I clear my head. Not only is it great for mental clarity, just in general for your health, but I call this the walk and talk. So I got to be honest with you guys. I've been struggling. I've been struggling hard. And like many of you brothers out there, I know you've been struggling hard too. And over the past few days, we've had some time off. It's now December 1st. It's after Thanksgiving, and a few days off, which is great. Got to spend time with the family. Got to spend time, to the business, not focusing so hard on that. And those times are always great to just, step back, reassess, figuring out, doing what's going on. New Year's upon us. A lot of times it's where people start planning New Year's resolution. And during this time period, I've just been reflecting on where I'm at as a man, where I'm at as a husband, where I'm at with my faith, my walk with God. How am I doing as a father? I've essentially just been reflecting on a report card of the year. And I got to tell you guys, I'm fucking pissed. I'm so fucking pissed at the year 2025. There's so many things that have happened this year that were unexpected. But were they unexpected? I don't know. But as always, guys, I just try and be real with you. And I know there's so many dads out there right now that are struggling. Finances, could be your body, could be your health, could be your marriage, could be your kids, right? And for me, I've spent so much fucking money, so much time, so much energy on not to be who I am right now, to be someone that God has called me to be, a manly man, to be a man of God, to be a godly husband, a godly father, to be fit, to be healthy, to be wealthy. And all of those things came into play for me the past few days. Now, truth be told, I've been sick for the past 3 days. Us in our wellness business, everybody's been getting sick and, standing strong and doing all the right stuff, taking the supplements. But guys, it hit me. So for 2-3 days, I've been down, been lazier than I have been. And one of my boys got sick. So why do I tell you all this? I tell you this stuff because it's real. And, I know who you are, you listen, why you keep coming back, why you keep downloading. First, I want to say thank you and that I appreciate you. But second, I don't need to know who you are. And guys, a lot of the stuff that I talk about, the majority of it is for me. It's for me. It's my thoughts. It's my brain processing things in almost real time. And sometimes I talk shit. Sometimes I'm prideful. But most of the time, guys, I am fucking real. Now, I just told you guys, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with this year. I'm not happy with the man that I am right now. I'm not happy that, I don't think I've gone for a walk in 3 weeks. That's how inconsistent I have been. Now, I could sit here like most men do, most fathers do, and go, project I'm working on. Oh, they got their recitals, they got their sports, they got this. I just haven't had time. Fuck that. I run a business with my spouse. I got 2 young kids. I got all the shit that would prohibit me from being who I need to be. My workouts have sucked. They haven't been consistent. My diet's been all over the place. My with God has developed because I've been focusing on it. But I'm coming up short. And that's what I want you guys to get. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're not special. You're not. Your busy may look different than my busy. But I'm not here to get into a pissing match contest with you. Great, we're all fucking busy. How are you showing up is what really counts. Are you doing the things that you said you're going to do? Are you being short with your family because you're stressed? There's a shitty situation at work or your business, just like I have had. And some of you might be thinking that, why don't you tell us what's going on, Paul? Well, listen, it doesn't really matter. Like, at the end of the day, guys, this shit that you're struggling with, these things that you're allowing to break you right now, doesn't fucking matter. Now, I'll put an asterisk against some of that. There's some shit that would matter. But for the majority of it, it doesn't. 99% of it doesn't matter. Because as soon as it's over, 1 year from now, you're not going to fucking remember. And the ones you do are the lessons that you need to learn. God has shown you a lesson that you need to fucking learn. And until you learn that lesson, whatever that lesson's supposed to be is going to keep showing up until you understand you don't have this. You need God on your side. Because as soon as you think you're in control, that's when it's lost. Paul, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about, brother, is this. Your breakdown is your breakthrough. You know, that's going to be the title of this episode. Your breakdown is your breakthrough. The shit that you're going through right now, the hardships, the struggles, the you can't get ahead, the pit that you cannot climb out of, your breakdown is your breakthrough. Those are the things that God is showing you right now that need your attention. You and your wife keep fighting, keep getting on each other's nerves. Your marriage needs your attention. Keep getting sick. Your health needs attention. Now listen, I get this all the time. Paul, you run a wellness center. You promote health and wellness. Why do you get sick? Because that's your body's natural reaction. Your body, your immune system gets sick and it builds itself if you do the right things. Now, if I was getting sick every month, yeah, there's a problem. Carrying around 20, 30 extra pounds around your waist, man, your fitness needs your attention. You guys see where I'm going with this? And no man is immune to this. If you have it in your mind, well, if I just had extra money, it would fix my financial problems. Bullshit. Go look up the statistic. Google it right now on what happens within 3 to 5 years of lottery winners that go broke. They file for bankruptcy. Go fact check me. 3 to 5 years. People that win millions of dollars, they go broke. File for bankruptcy. 3 to 5 years from winning millions. Don't believe me? Check it. Why? Because they've never learned the lesson on how to manage money properly. I've had some hard lessons financially this year. Business, we're going to close out lower than we did last year. That sucks. That hasn't happened in almost a decade. Several reasons go into that. But I am no longer choosing to wallow in the breakdown. I want the breakthrough. And so many of you want the breakthrough too. So what's your plan? How are you going to climb out of this pit that you're in right now? How are you going to have the breakthrough that you've been seeking, that you've been searching? I have nothing to sell you guys. Actually, that's been a recent development. I shut down my coaching group. 100% closed. 0 members. Done. Something I've worked 3 years on. Done. So many reasons why. I have nothing to sell you other than this advice. That if you start seeking these things out, you start looking and reflecting to find clarity. You start seeking conflict. Guys, you need to seek conflict and not run from it, because within the conflict comes clarity. Within the struggle, you get revealed. Just like I said earlier, the breakdown is going to reveal the lessons. It's going to show you, God is going to show you what you need to work on. And gentlemen, you're talking to the ultimate skeptic here. Most of you guys know my history. I was a fire investigator for a long time. I was so skeptical. I still am skeptical, right? I am a person who likes to be in control. I am the guy that says, give me the ball. I trust myself to see it through, right? That's been a struggle for me my whole life. It's hard for me to watch somebody screw something up that I know I can help them with, right? My kids, my wife, employees, business. But I've had to learn the lesson. but you need to give your control to God. He will equip you, but you need to give him control. So how does that play in to everything we've talked about? We're going on 15 minutes. I'm going to still go. I hope you guys are still with me. Not out of breath. Get my walks in. It's cold. Lungs are filling cold air, but it doesn't matter. This sucks. Did I want to leave my warm home, 70 degrees, come outside to 20 some degrees? No. I want to layer up with gloves and hats and no. I could be sitting in my warm ass house right now doing the same thing I've been doing night after night and not seeking the breakthrough. That's why I chose to do this on my walk, because that's the point. Are you seeking comfort? Because guys, my pastor told me this a couple weeks ago. Comfort is not a biblical value. You're not supposed to be comfortable. He also said this. He said, men are like flatbed trucks. They drive straighter with a heavy load. And you know what? For me, that holds true. Like, things are good when the going's good, right? But when we get the breakdown, when we get to the point of breakdown, when we get to the point of struggle, why is it we only seek God then? Why is it that's when we hit our knees and pray? Oh God, please stop me from having this thing or thing happen. And I've been stuck in that mode for a long time. And I've had to teach myself out of that, right? I mentioned I've spent thousands of dollars on coaches who fucked me over. One just, past year, part of the thing, part of the reason I shut down my coaching group. So many things, guys. But I've had to learn a lot of this shit on my own. I've had to go through the breakdown to learn what the breakthrough is going to be. So, simple point, getting off my ass from being comfortable after 8 o'clock at night and going, hey, yeah, you've been sick. Yeah, your brain's out for a couple hours. Yeah, you're sick. Yeah, you've been doing this. Yeah, this is going on. All right, that was damn funny right there. Here I am talking about breakdown, and my phone shut off mid-walk. So yes, I'm back. I'm in my podcast studio now while my phone charges. I'm going to stitch these two audios together, but we are going to wrap this up, gentlemen. And it's so funny because I needed that walk. I needed to walk and talk through these things for you, for me. And as I was closing in on my walk, I'm going to tell you a little story, and then we're going to wrap this up with the weapon of the word. And real quick, guys, I'm sure there's listeners that have stopped listening because we're talking about God and faith and all of this stuff. I'm going to tell you this. Part of this process, part of the breakdown, part of the reconstruction, for me, I look back and I go, when was I at the breakthrough? Right? When was my business thriving? When was my marriage thriving? When was I in my best shape? When was I connected deeply with God? And that's the answer. So when I say you can't do this by yourself, I mean it. I've tried it. I've lived it. I've stayed away from it. I believe that I didn't need to do certain things when it came to God. And I will tell you that when I have succeeded, when I've felt my best, when all of those things are thriving, guess what? There was only one common denominator, and that was I was seeking God daily. And then I think about all these times where I've been breaking down and I've struggled, and guess what? That's when God felt the furthest away. So if you feel like hell is closing in on you, brother, it's not the enemy, it's God. He's removing every false identity you've ever adopted. He's forcing you to learn the lesson. He's forcing you to go through a breakthrough, because the breakdown is the deconstruction, right? It's the demolition. And your breakthrough is the construction phase, because God is the foundation. My wife and I, we've always said this. You can't build a mansion on sand. And for us in our marriage, in our relationship, that was the key. And we looked to our relationship and it was like, hey, we were really good friends first before we started dating. We built the foundation of our relationship as friends, and then we became lovers and we became one with God. Now, that doesn't mean we haven't struggled, but there are a lot of things that my wife and I had to go through before we even became husband and wife, because some of those things may have broken us if we were married when we went through them. And so we have to realize this. And so to get back to this story, I digress, right? To get back to this story, as I was closing out of my walk, there's someone that lives on the same block that I do. And I know this person. I don't know him well anymore, but I did know him and his family pretty well. And for reasons I'm not going to mention here, we're just not acquaintances or anything, right? We don't associate with each other anymore. And this guy I would describe as a beta male. That's probably the nicest way to put it. He's a nice guy in general, nice family, nice wife, stuff like that. But he's a giant beta male. And he's out of shape. And all the time that I knew him, I never saw him lose his cool, stuff like that. And I'm not saying that makes you a man, but what I'm trying to paint the picture, he's probably 30, 40 pounds. Last time I saw him, overweight, doesn't work out, soft as fuck. Even on my worst day, I look better than this guy. And it's not about that. But my point is this. So I was walking, it's December now, December 1st, and I walked by his house, and he's got Christmas lights up on his house. And it seems so minor, but I don't have lights on my house. And I've been telling you guys I've been struggling with a lot of stuff. And this, to me, really just showed me like I'm at right now. And 11, 12 years, I put lights up on my house. And even a couple weeks ago, I was telling my boys, I was like, I don't think I'm going to put up roof lights. Like, I just don't want to. Right? And it hit me as I walked by his house. This beta male probably lets his wife run his life, right? Who I look at as a beta male. He's lazy, doesn't work out, he's soft, all these things. I'm going, he's got lights up on his house. He put them up for his kids. And me, I'm taking the easy way out. I'm being comfortable. Something that brings them joy. I'm allowing my bitch voice, my level of comfort to supersede that. And that is a breakdown, gentlemen. And it's time to break through. So how do we figure this out for ourselves as men? You have to go through this so that God can build you to who you're supposed to be. But you got to be willing and open and persistent and be willing to fail and be willing to fall down and look stupid and all of the things. You got to be willing to be brought to the point of breakthrough. And I'm a little ashamed, not only with, Matt right now, that's clear, but the past few podcasts, seeing that I haven't been posting as much. It's because I have been going through it. And what I realized is I need to share this with you guys, whether you're going through it or not, because you know what? If you're someone that life is fucking grand, I applaud you, but at some point, you're going to need this message. And the weapon of the word is Isaiah 43:2. And I so happen to have this written in tattoo ink on my left arm. And I got it in 2010 when I got rebaptized at the church I was at. And that's today's weapon of the word. Isaiah 43:2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep you over. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. Gentlemen, this is God saying to you, you are going to walk through it no matter what it is. You're going to break down no matter what it is, but you're not going to die. You're not going to die in it. You are going to walk through fire and not be burned because God is with you. He's equipped you. He's called you. And he's going to go with you. But are you willing to listen to God's call?